Now we're going to look at a series of plays from the 49ers win over the Cowboys here, just kind of showing this pitch and the different ways they get to it and the different variations they run off of it. So we're going to start here. This is a touchdown. This is actually later in the game than the next one we're going to look at, just chronologically speaking. But it's important just to kind of set up kind of what you're looking for, what the defense is looking for, and then what you are, what they end up running off of that. So we're going to have this is just kind of simple here. It's going to be a pitch. Garoppolo's going to pitch, basically zone blocking. You're going to have a crack here, and then Juszczyk is going to be the lead blocker and just kind of follow around the edge. So we're going to watch this, and then we'll kind of talk about the variations off of this, talk about why this works. You can see how it impacts everyone. You can see everyone flowing there, and we'll run this back here in a second. So it ends up being a touchdown. All right, so what happens here? What are we looking at? Again, we already showed this, so lead block, crack down on Micah Parsons, follow over. Now to play this, if we're defending this as a defense, you're looking at these guys here are going to be flowing over because you have to stop that run. That's a terrible arrow. Just absolutely wretched. So you're flowing down the line there because you got to stop that pitch. So again, we're going to look at it. Again, zone blocking up front. I don't really know what you call this. I call it a pitch, kind of outside zone. I think you got inside zone, which I guess I'll take a quick detour real quick. Inside zone, typically you're kind of running there. So your aiming point is somewhere there. It's kind of a straight handoff. Outside or wide zone, your aiming point is kind of that last man there, but you can kind of cut back. You can cut that a couple different ways. So the quarterback's running here. Then for wide zone, he's doing there. And for outside zone, you're going off tackle, essentially. And it's harder for the quarterback to get there. You can't really sprint back and get there, so that becomes a pitch. So, again, it's how I group it. It's kind of how I see it. So a lot of people can see it different ways. I call it pitch with some zone blocking, so I call it outside zone. It ultimately does not matter very much at all. We'll look at it from the other side. We got a good handle on this outside pitch here, kind of what the offense is trying to do, how the defense has to play it, and then we're going to look at this next one, which takes the idea and then spins it on its head a little bit. The next two are going to, actually the next three, but these next two are successful. So we're going to run this, then we'll talk about it. Motion from Juszczyk. Looks like he leads. He winds back, and you cut back in. All right. Decent gain there. So what are we looking at? Again, it looks like Juszczyk is going to go like there. He cuts back over to kind of kick out there. So he's going to kick out. I'll draw that again because he kind of kicks out the end, or the guy in the wide man of the line there. Kind of a misdirect, I believe. I don't think it's a misdirect. It's just going to look like a pitch. And he's going to kind of cut it inside. And then Kittle's going to I think he widens and kicks down. We'll see this as it goes out. So what you're trying to do, and again, the guys we're going to look at here are in the middle. And gets Parsons and Van Der Esch, I believe. So if you're looking for a pitch, you're looking to widen those guys. So we'll kind of see how this looks. So, okay, pitch. Here we go. We'll stop it right here. Juszczyk looks like he's blocking out. He sells that, but again, he winds back. Kittle has released this guy in the end here, so he's coming down the line. I think that might be Tank Lawrence. I'm not sure. And then Kittle's going to block down this guy. So that end's taken care of. But we've also got these guys here. Again, Van Der Esch and Parsons, who are widening out because you need to take away the edge on that. You don't want that guy to get the outside. So you're taking over there because you see that motion. I see the pitch. It's going outside. I need to widen to get outside. And you go back inside. Now, this is something that Mike McDaniel, the 49ers offensive coordinator, talked about in a press conference earlier this year. I don't know if you've seen Mike McDaniel. I think his PR guys are making quite the circuit lately because he's gone from a guy you rarely hear from, I believe, to guys who press conferences are just all over the internet now. Smart dude, and he talked about this recently. The reason for this, as we're looking at here, you're influencing the defense. You're getting them to look at, same thing with different passing concepts, the same thing you're looking for anytime you're looking for any kind of counter, any constraint play, is you're trying to make it look like one thing, then bring it back and show them another thing. So in this case, the pitch, the mere action of the pitch gets you looking this way, and then you run it back inside. You run it counter to that. It's actually something I've seen the Packers do. Packers were playing around with in the preseason. I've not seen it during the season at all. Maybe something to keep in mind for the playoffs here. But this is something that I've seen them playing with. I don't know if they didn't like the timing or something, because I've not seen a regular season. So I'm not saying that the Niners are the only team to do this, but they are good at it because they're a good, varied run team. Again, we'll see. Then point out a couple blocks here. Juszczyk's got him here. Kittle cracks down. He kind of picks his lane there. Again, decent little gain. He cuts it back outside. Kittle does not want to get called for holding, so he kind of lets go, looks around. That wasn't me, right? That wasn't me? You didn't get me. You didn't get me. So again, we're going to watch it here. And from this angle, we'll really drive home these guys here. We're going to widen on the pitch. And then the wind back, kick out, let go, cut in. Look for the pitch, go back over that way. Really, really nice design. Again, off of that outside pitch that we saw go for a touchdown on that previous play we just looked at. So here we go. Cut it back. And by the time I like watching the Kittle block for a couple of reasons, mainly because Kittle's good, but we're going to look at it's 27 here. So we're going to look at he thinks he has something, and then Kittle kind of seals him. So we're going to watch him there. I see it, and then he gets taken out. So really nice, again, nicely blocked up. Niners do a really good job of blocking up their run game. And so that was just kind of a nice look at that. So again, we're going to look at same basic thing, different this time because we don't have Juszczyk in the backfield. We got a single back here. And the way they get to it, they do it so window dressing. You got this guy here and jetting out here, which then influences some guys on this end here. But the main thing we're going to look at here is this man right here. He is so close to that defensive tackle. He's right on him. And so when you get this, again, the idea is you get it flowing one way. So you get the pitch. The pitch is going to go that way. He's going to kind of cut it back that way after he gets the pitch. And this guy, or I think he actually goes that way if I'm not mistaken. We'll watch this here. And then I'll talk about it so I can sound not dumb when I'm talking about it. So I think he does go. He cuts it back. All right. So we have got... I did watch these ahead of time, I swear. This guy here is so close. So you usually, I think it's this guy over here is coming off the edge looking to block. You usually have to climb a little bit on there, but he gets caught up in the wash because he's too close. There's too much muck down here. He's playing too close there, and he just kind of gets caught up in it. So again, we'll watch how the motion here widens. So this guy kind of coming out, takes up these guys here, which again, that guy probably isn't doing very much. This was the linebacker here, I believe. Kittle's coming across. Kittle's going to kick out this guy. And when he cuts it back, there's no one there. So it turns into a really, really nice gain. So we'll watch it, and then we'll run it back and watch it from the other angle. So again, playing with expectations. You pitch. We'll show this one more time. We'll run it back. You show the pitch. You show it. You show the outside. They've been showing it all year. You even see that motion. You start thinking, the linebackers are saying, I got to get up over the top here. I've got to run. I've got to seal off the edge because this is going to be an outside pitch. And then you cut it back. And you can see Parsons right there in the middle, how close he is. And just gets caught up in the wash. And there's a nice little lane there. So it's playing off those expectations. I do want to show one more because it's not all sunshine and roses. Every now and then teams do fail. There are ways to beat them, and this is 90 here, and he's just going to shoot a gap. So again, it's Juszczyk. You've got them. They're looking to do the same thing they've done before, and he's just, and this, it doesn't matter. We'll watch it real quick. And he just kind of shoots it, unblocked, gets in the backfield. Now, all he's trying to do at this point, you can see he's kind of got a jump already. He's looking to get down the line. And so whether this is a pitch, if this is an outside pitch, he's looking to get down the line, cut off that backside. But with the inside pitch, he kills him right away. So he doesn't even have to alter his path because he just breaks through because he's unblocked and he gets there so quick. So we'll watch this from the other angle. And Juszczyk tries to get him, and we'll see it from the other angle a little better. Juszczyk does try, and it's tough. This is one of those things when you're varying up the run game and using as much motion, when you're using as much misdirection. Sometimes you're causing the misdirection. You're trying to do the misdirection, and you're not necessarily you're not putting your guys in the best position to run the play successfully. Now, I don't mean that as a knock, because the window dressing and trying to make this look like something else, it is something that you're hoping to influence a guy to do something that maybe he doesn't want to do. But in doing that, sometimes you'll get a guy out of his position. So we'll look at that again. So again, if we're just talking straight block it up, Juszczyk is here, and Lawrence, I believe, is going to be unblocked there. So if he's in this position and he's just straight blocking, he can block him. But again, you don't get the misdirection. You don't make that look like an outside pitch. If we're running it, if you're trying to sell an outside pitch to this side, it does help to have use check over here because he's the lead blocker. You want it to look like that, so then the counter is a little more successful. So we're gonna look at that. So he's gonna he motions. So now what you're asking use check to do, he's on this side. You're asking him to fake, come back over, cut off Lawrence there so that you have this guy can run behind him. The problem is that you're leaving him unblocked because Kittle's climbing. You're leaving him unblocked by design. You're asking use check to cut him off on the backside. It just doesn't work because sometimes just the players are better. He's faster. He can't quite get back in time. You can see him turning. By the time he's turning, his head's on a swivel, it's already done. Like he's already passed him and hits him. So again, I love the design. I also love at the end here, you can kind of see there's a dude's shoe on the ground here. Here, we'll circle it for you. Right there. Here we go. Lost his shoe. Just a big collision. I think it's when the offensive lineman lost his shoe. So, again, I kind of want to point out that's 4 plays, 1 outside pitch, and then 3 that look like outside pitch. So, you're looking to influence those linebackers. You're trying to get them moved so then when you hit that counter, you've got the backside open. And so to play against this, again, you can either have an unblocked freak like Lawrence kind of come off the edge and beating a wineback block, or sometimes you'll just get beat, but also kind of playing sound, having guys that know how to crash that boundary while also taking away the cutback lanes. It's difficult, and against the 49ers, you're going to get beat with some of these. But again, it's not like it's an unbeatable thing. But I just kind of wanted to look at this because I don't know. I kind of like the way this is sequenced. I like the way the Niners run this stuff. The way they run their run game is really fun to look at.